Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Before we get into our 10-minute review of Ant-Man and the Wasp, just want to tell you about our sponsor. It's a movie called Sir John A. and the Curse of the Antichrist. It's a fun comedy. You can check it out on Amazon, iTunes, or wherever you get your movies. All right, Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Hitting the timer now. So what did you think of the sequel to Ant-Man?
I enjoyed it. Of course, I think it's funnier than the first one. I think there's more action than the first one. I think the plot itself isn't as strong as the first one, but it is up there. It's a switch because the last thing we saw was Avengers,
Right.
Infinity War. So it's like this holy crap ending. Whereas this one's a fun comedy, but there was always that thing in the back of my mind of how are they addressing the Infinity War?
Where
how
does
are they
it
addressing
line
the
up
Infinity War?
with Infinity War?
Yeah, and ever since the beginning, like even before I saw it, I was like, okay, Ant-Man has to end with the big Infinity War ending, right? Like spoilers,
Infinity War.
Spoilers of the whole people are disappearing.
Turning into leaves.
Yeah, so I'm like that they have to. Like that's how they would end it. That's how like it had, and you know what? It held up on that. And I know it's at the end credits, but I was like, good on them to do it. And we know where we stand. We know where we stand. It delves deeper in the quantum realm. So a lot of great things happening. Even I'm trying to think the villain itself. Yeah,
It's paper villain.
it's the one thing I had about the movie, the one big gripe I had it, is if like other than because if you don't take out because the Infinity War ending happens it's the after credit scene, right? Or I guess mid credit scene if you want to call it. But other than that, like the ending, it's super happy.
Yeah.
Like nothing, like everybody's fine. You know, it's like the Michelle Pfeiffer, the mom is fine. Even the villain is now turned into good. Like everything is good now.
Yeah.
And it felt too happy.
Oh, you didn't like that?
I didn't like that. It felt too happy. Everything was fine. Everything was great.
I felt like that's kind of what that movie is, though. That's the...
But it just felt like everything worked out, and I was just like, damn it. But again, this was the feeling I had before I saw the Infinity ending. So to me, I was just like, oh man, like I don't want that. Like give me at least something, right? Like I don't know. I felt a little cheated that everything was hunky dory. I like movies sometimes where you know what, the villain wins. And after seeing Infinity War, which I loved, I like seeing that. And I don't know. I guess it's because of the fact it's that whole Marvel thing of everything's always fine in the end. Everything's always fine in the end. But like lately we've had more of
Depressing
everything's fine, but like not
or...
depressing, but it's just like, yay, we defeated the bad guy, but at what cost?
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? Like the
Civil War's ending.
like everything's kind of changed where it's like there's been something's happened, right? Like we've broken something. It's not everything can't be put back together perfectly where this one ends like that. And I was just like, that doesn't feel realistic.
No, I get what you're saying, but
that's the only gripe I have about it. Is it ends nicely.
It is like that thing. The thing about the Ant-Man movies that it just like leaves me wanting more is the 1980s not Kirk Douglas.
Oh yeah. Disney definitely.
Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Ant-Man, and the real Ant-Man and the real Wasp. Doing some Cold War stuff.
Yeah, all we had is just the missile thing and
that
like a small footage from the first one. I know what you mean. Like I want to see the original Hank Pym. Yeah. I know, and I mean, I know it'd be expensive, but
we know what that ending is. But like they could do some whole other mission.
Yeah,
or...
just give us a what if mission. I think that there's something there. I do think that the technology is not exactly just right. Although I will say,
fuck that. The technology is there. That flashback scene.
I know. It's
Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer.
It would cost too much. I feel like it's a lot.
You say that.
I know. I'm saying that. I don't know how it works, but I will say.
But
holy crap, it looks good. Like I feel like with Marvel. With that face change, the de-aging process,
the
CG,
de-aging. It's like
so
compositing.
good.
That's how they do it.
It's so good. Like from the beginning, I think it was Civil War, Iron Man 3, where they show young Robert Downey Jr.
It started in the first Captain America with Skinny Steve.
Yeah, so it's just like, and you can see the process, and it doesn't look it looked great back then. You're looking at it now, you're like, okay, but it just keeps getting better and better and better and better.
They started it in Benjamin Button. That was
to me,
the first
Tron.
breakout. And, oh yeah, Tron too.
Which I feel like it's like an apology letter of like Disney going like, look, we're sorry about how bad Tron was. Okay,
I love the
Look
Tron
at the
movie
face.
actually.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm just talking about the
bad,
CG.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, Jeff Bridges looked not the greatest. It wasn't the best. But yes, no, completely agree on that. Completely agree. Like,
So you know what they're gonna do for Captain Marvel is they're gonna do young Sam Jackson.
Yes.
The whole movie. They're gonna do.
They have to.
Yeah, because it takes place in the 90s.
Let's be honest. Sam Jackson isn't
and
exactly.
Agent Coulson, a young Agent Coulson.
Oh yeah,
So they're gonna bring back
Coulson.
Agent Coulson. So that's gonna be. I'm excited for that.
I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that aspect.
I think that's going to be a good one because that's going to tie in for the next Avengers. But anyways, back to Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So, I love how it started and the stuff with his daughter. The relationship with his daughter is great. The relationship with the step family is also really funny.
Right? And that's another great thing that I liked about the first one and that it continues on in the second one. It doesn't, I know like, and this is why it is different because it's not the classic, oh, my wife is this. In those types of movies, they always end up back together.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's just like, no, he's actually part of the family now.
Yeah.
And like this
like
cop
that
is
too.
kind of a dick before is now like all lovey-dovey.
I like that.
And I know, I do too. And I will say, holy crap, that little girl is going places.
Yeah, she's great, eh?
She's amazing.
She's so good in it.
Amazing actress. Like, she's going to be in Stranger Things soon. Like, holy crap, that emotional scene, it had me like going, oh, when he's like, when she asks for like a partner, you should think of a partner. He's like, yeah, I guess she'd be good. She's like, I was talking about me. And you're like, oh no, oh
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
great. Yeah, it gets you, eh?
It got me. She's so good. And him and his daughter I love the fact that it goes even deeper in that relationship, and it's very, very good.
The big small stuff, I loved how they did that. Again, I know that the only like criticism of this movie that it's not even criticism. It just leaves me wanting more. I wanted more of the Wasp. I wanted more of them doing stuff.
No, absolutely.
And because like clearly she's the more sophisticated, better fighter.
She's better than him.
Exactly, and it's like so it leaves you wanting more of her.
Yeah,
but,
she's
like,
a lot of fun, and then we got the Luis.
Yeah,
he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like they did that same gag where he does.
I love that. As soon as it starts up and he starts talking, I was already laughing.
Yeah,
before it even went to it. It's so good.
And it's funny how like it's like the other characters have to do those lines.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Do it
that was a fun thing about seeing, because before it's
like
like people we hadn't seen before, but now it's pretty much showing what happened in the first one, but doing through the same actors. No, I thought it was well written. It does make sense pertaining to the whole Avengers thing.
The universe at the end.
The universe. Well, I mean,
are you mad he got stuck in the?
No, I think it's an interesting thing of where we're gonna see what happens.
You think he'll play a part in?
I think he's gonna be a huge part.
Being able to go maybe into the Soul Stone where all the.
I think he's gonna be a huge part of what's gonna happen for the Infinity War.
Because technically, if like, okay, let's say he figures out a way out, or maybe figures out a way into the Soul Stone.
Yeah, something's gonna happen, and he's gonna arrive at that one of those moments of like, he's gonna be the quantum realm is, I think, vital to where we're going.
Where we're going,
which is funny enough. That's the great thing about these Ant-Man movies. In this one, again, it's great. I thought it was a great sequel, a great follow-up. It took everything from the first one and made it bigger, or in this fact, smaller.
Yeah, or actually bigger when it becomes Giant
when
Man.
he gets, and even with I forget his name. Like Lawrence Fishburne, but I forget the character name, who's actually a vital part of the Marvel universe. No, not Colossus. Again, they have that joke that they used to grow bigger. So again, that's another thing I would love to see: young Lawrence Fishburne, young Hank Pym,
doing Colossus.
like doing I forget his. I don't think it's Colossus, but just doing like
Colossus
again, just going back. Like just showing that, I think you bring up a good point. It would have been it would be cool.
They could do a third one where they have a heavy amount of the plot that takes place back in the 80s.
Yeah, and then which is something relevant to what's happening in the future.
In the future.
Or present, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
And then that way, like, like, because like the problem with doing like a prequel is you lose all the stakes.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
la Solo, right? You know, Han, Chewie, and Lando are gonna get
Of
out
course,
safe.
of course.
But like, if you take that from the president and like, I don't know, play it against
especially
something.
now that we've got, especially with the universe and the time, you know, there might be something there. That's another great thing.
There we go.
I'll just finish that off.
Finish your thought.
One thing about the Ant-Man movies in general is you're thinking it's just like, oh, it's a stupid thing about this guy that goes up and down, which it kind of is, but they did it well. They did it funny. And it fits within the universe, and I think he's going to play a vital part on where they're going in the next phase for the new Avengers, and I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, so that's our say on Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.